Put on coffee and ice cream.
We good, Jay?
Yes.
All right, awesome.
What's that?
Call to order the October 13, 2025 business meeting and stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mrs. Lemon. Here. Mr. Lonick.
Here.
Mr. Natalik.
Here.
Mr. Shalinski.
Here.
Mrs. Secco.
Here.
Mr. Taz.
Here.
Mrs. Welch.
Here.
Mrs. Snatchko. Here. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Student reports and achievements, Ms. Jolie Silverman.
Hi, my name is Jolie Superman, and I'm serving as the Student Council Vice President this year. I'm a senior this year and have been serving on Student Council since the 8th grade. So far, we've only had 2 meetings where we just elected officers and decided the homecoming themes. This year, our president is Jaden Palm, our secretary is Emerson Murray, and our treasurer is Riley Dams. And we've also selected who will be on Student Forum, which we have our first meeting tomorrow, so we're going to be doing a fundraiser idea and just meeting everyone in general. And that's me, Jaden Palm, Riley Vance, Emerson Murray, Matthew Bradle, and Abigail Henke. And Riley and Jaden will also be serving as officers for the Student Forum, so we'll be running all the meetings and things like that. At the first Student Council meeting, though, all we did was just come up with the Spirit Week themes. And we also attended a meeting with Club Hope to discuss the blood drive, where we had student council members donate blood and volunteer to help donate blood. And I'm not really sure how many donations we got, but it was a pretty good outcome. And we are looking forward to the rest of the school year and everything we hope to accomplish.
Awesome. Thanks for coming tonight, Jolie. We'll see you next month.
Thank you so much.
Thanks. All right. May I have a motion to approve the minutes of the business meeting dated September 8, 2025 as presented?
Second.
Mr. Shalinski, second by Mrs. Secco. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Any questions on the agenda tonight? May I have a motion to approve the agenda as presented? Mr.
Second.
Shalinski, second by Mrs. Secco. Any questions or comments? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Section 3.4, public comment. Great, section 4, reports and presentations. Administration. Hi, Ms. Emily.
Hi.
Oh, sorry. I'm so used to not having it.
It's just a repository self-statement about some real estate transactions.
Thank you. All right, Ms. O'Donnell, give us some budget fun.
Groundhog Day, still no budget, I think we're up to day 105 now. The last CASBO meeting I had, they thought there would be one October 7th, 8th, or 9th, but apparently they were wrong. Dr. Pushkar had a Zoom meeting the other day that didn't look like there was any end in sight, so I really I'm at a loss at this point, I don't know. I mean, we're good for another couple months at least, but this is getting a little ridiculous.
I didn't think it would go this long. I mean,
We say that every year, right?
no, this
This
is.
is long.
Yeah.
It was about 5 years ago where it was really long. So last Friday, I think they thought they had it. Senate passed a version and it went to the House.
Yeah.
And even the version the Senate passed, did not, it took away some of the charter reform money that was given last year. It replaced it with some charter reform, but it was like money in, money out, and,
I don't even think you can look at any of that,
It
because
was-
then it gets shot down and
Yeah.
start from ground zero.
so my past legislative meeting, they're not hopeful that it's gonna be anytime soon.
Then does the government shut down? Unless
Yeah, we're not getting anything.
At the federal level, no, it's, yeah, that messes us
All right, great. Thanks. Thanks, Ms. O'Donnell.
This is fair too, we're talking about reading under the stars.
Pick me up. Pick me up.
All right, tonight.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, sorry. Good evening, everyone. We're super
of you has the communication that I sent to our staff today. It will be held this Wednesday, October 15th. We have 4 food trucks arriving. They'll be setting up early in case our staff would like to purchase ahead of time. The middle high school students are super excited. I was up there visiting a couple classrooms today, and they were asking me if it was too late to sign up to be a reader or help with the table, and I said, no, we'll take whoever wants to help. As you can see from the table selection, we've increased the hour so that students have more time to go to the different activities. If you look at the back, I think of the first page and into the second page, those are all the tables that we have. We did offer for our middle high school teachers, club sponsors, and elementary staff to participate in the event. They could either host a table or they could just help volunteer for the evening. We have a little over 35 student readers that have volunteered and 23 tables and activities this year with additional student volunteers. So we hope this will be an exciting evening that promotes literacy, mentorship, and community involvement.
Awesome, thank you. That was much nicer than
Try
you
hard.
said.
Try hard.
Mr. Berger.
Solicitor's report we found in board package.
Awesome, thank you. Dr. Pushkar.
Thank you. Just a couple of notes. I think it's important to thank our families, for the start of the school year in a lot of different ways, but I'm gonna talk just a little bit about transportation, just because so many bus routes were changed, so many things were just a little bit different. And there are still, some folks, and I'm sure aren't happy, and, I field some calls once in a while, but for the most part, they've adapted, they've changed, and we're still looking at it. But I'm really appreciative of everybody stepping up that way. It doesn't surprise me, but we know it's gonna change. So I just wanted to say a shout out. And then secondly, there are some agenda items this evening. One of them is you're going to be approving an assistant high school principal. And I just want to thank the administrators and the teachers that gave up their time to participate, and the board members. We had 3 board members on that committee as well. So everybody pulling for continuing the opening of school in a strong and smooth way. Thank you.
Awesome, thank you. And I want to thank you for being at the bus garage before 6 a.m. every day and fueling buses. But I heard, seems like you like that. That you like
Yeah, kind of, sort of.
doing that. So thank you. May I have a motion to approve all administrative reports as presented?
Second.
Mr. Shalinski, any questions? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries.
Sorry to interrupt, but you need to, executive session.
I did not. We did have a rather lengthy executive session for legal and personnel prior to the meeting.
Thank you. Budget and finance, Mr. Paz.
5.1, payment of bills. I'd like to make a motion to ratify the list of bills for October 2025 as presented.
Second, Mr. Shalinski, any questions? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries.
5.2, financial statement. I'd like to make a motion to accept financial statement as presented and place on file for audit.
Second, Mr. Shalinski, any questions? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries.
5.3, I'd like to make a motion to approve disposal of listed items deemed no longer usable from the food service department, ABC.
Second, Mr. Shalinski, any questions?
I do. Are these rather large pieces of equipment? Metal, I'm assuming?
They are.
Is there any possible way that we could maybe take them to a local place and get money for the metal?
Well,
I don't care.
You can.
If we can, we will.
We've got
B is
stuff.
only one C.
I'm sorry?
Oh, I thought that was your name at the end.
I'm just saying, I don't care if it's $30 or $100, if it goes into a budget maybe for like a meal for the staff or something. I mean,
We have a
there's a place
policy
right up the
that
road.
guides the disposal and the money that we collect off of it.
Okay.
The refrigerator, we'll be lucky if somebody even just takes that off us because of the refrigerator money that's gonna cost us to get rid of that. So if we
Okay.
can, we will.
Just out of
Absolutely.
curiosity, thanks.
Any other questions? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Section 6, education, Mrs. Lemon.
Good evening. 6.1, health and safety report, nothing to report. 6.2, enrollment report can be found online. 6.3, the guidance newsletters, those links are online. 6.4, professional development. Number 1, I'd like to make a motion, please, to ratify the listed professional development as presented with
Second.
Second, Mr. Shalinski. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Number two, I'd like to make a motion, please, to ratify the list of professional development as presented at no cost to the district, letters A through C.
Second.
Second, Mr. Shalinski. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Number three, I'd like to make a motion, please, to ratify the listed professional development as presented with costs to be paid by Access. That's letter A.
Second.
Second, Mr. Shalinski. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
And number four, I'd like to make a motion, please, to approve the listed professional development as presented with costs to be paid by Title II. That is letters A through G.
Second.
Second, Mr. Shalinski. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
6.5 agreements. I would like to make a motion, please, to ratify the listed agreements with the Intermediate Unit 1. That is letters A and B.
Second.
Second, Mr. Shalinski. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Number two, I'd like to make a motion, please, to approve the affiliation agreement with Robert Morris University for internship, practicum, preclinical, and student teaching.
Second.
Second, Mr. Shalinski. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
6.6, the school calendar. I would like to make a motion, please, to adjust the 25-26 school calendar to reflect the following changes. November 7th, 2025 as a half Act 80 day, and November 14th, 2025 as a full teacher in service day.
Second.
Second, Mr. Shalinski. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Section 7, personnel, Mrs. Welsh.
7.1, employment disclaimer. The employment disclaimer is found online. 7.2, resignations. A motion to recognize with regret receipt of the resignation submitted by the following personnel. Calvin Goley, custodian, final date of employment September 19th, 2025. Denise and Vicky, paraprofessional, final date of employment October 17th, 2025.
Second.
Second, Mr. Shalinski. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
7.3, employment. I'd like to make a motion to ratify the hiring of the following individuals in A through E.
Second.
Second, Mr. Shalinski. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the hiring of the following individuals, letters A through C.
Second.
Second, Mr. Shalinski. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Congratulations, Mrs.
Thank you.
Schaefer.
Thank you. 7.4, the compensation plan. I would like to make a motion to approve the amended administrative compensation plan, Act 93, effective October 13, 2025, as presented.
Second.
Second, Mr. Shalinski. Any questions?
No changes like we've done.
Those were to reflect the change of,
Maria Newman.
Maria,
Oh.
the assistant principal, the elimination of the director of development.
Thank you.
Any other questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
7.5, tenure. I would like to recognize, tenure was granted to the following teachers, Tabitha Baker, Megan Carr, Katie Dons, and Marissa Stangley.
Second.
Second. Well, we don't need a second. That's just a recognition, right?
Sorry.
Yeah.
Right?
7.6.
I'm just ready.
Simmer down over there.
7.6, additional compensation. Motion to ratify the listed additional compensation items. A, the induction mentors listed below.
Second.
Second, Mr. Shalinski. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
A motion to approve the listed additional compensation items for A through E.
Second.
Second, Mrs. Secco. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
7.7, substitutes. I would like to make a motion to ratify approval of the substitute list for the 25-26 school year as presented. A through D.
Second.
Second, Mr. Shalinski. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
I would like to make a motion to approve the substitute list for 2025-26 school year as presented. A and B.
Second.
Second, Mr. Shalinski. All in favor? Oh, any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Opposed?
We do a roll call? Okay, can we do a roll call, Mark?
Sorry, letters A or B.
Yeah, A or B?
A.
Okay.
Mrs. Lemon?
Aye.
Mr. Lonick?
Yes.
Mr. Metallic?
Yes.
Mr. Shalinski?
Yes.
Mrs. Secco?
Yes.
Mr. Taz?
Nay.
Mrs. Walsh?
Yes.
Mrs. Snatchko?
Nay.
Carries. Motion carries.
Thank you.
7.8 volunteers. I would like to make a motion to approve the listed volunteers as presented. That is A through C.
Second.
Second, Mr. Shalinski. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Section 8, athletics and related activities, Mr. McCarthy.
Section 8.1, girls wrestling. I'd like to make a motion to discontinue official recognition of girls wrestling as part of the district's wrestling program. Female student athletes will continue to compete as part of the boys wrestling program.
Second.
Second, Mr. Shalinski. Any questions?
I just have a question. So are they wrestling against boys then, just the same weight class, or do they have like part of the match?
Regardless,
Same
whether
as
it's
how it is.
girls or boys, the only difference was the past season.
And they can still wrestle as girls in the full season, in the girls' tournament.
Any other questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Section 9, transportation, Mr. Line.
Yes, good evening. Motion to ratify school transportation agreements as presented with parent-guardian permission. A.
May I have a
Second.
second? Mr. Shalinski. Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries.
Number 2, motion to approve school transportation agreements as presented with parent-guardian permission. A, I through 4,
Second.
Second, Mr. Shalinski.
and B, 1 and 2.
Second.
Second, Mr. Shalinski. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Section 10, buildings and grounds, Mr. Taz.
The building and grounds report is listed online. We did have a building and grounds, meeting this month to discuss, the roof, what's that?
Paving.
Paving and, financials for what we can do in the fall.
Thank you. Section 11, Western Area Career and Technology Center, Mrs. Secco.
I'm gonna pass that off onto Amy Lemon since I was unable to attend last meeting.
Good evening. Nothing crazy to report. We did have, recognition as we do monthly for the student of the month. And I think Dr. Pushkar has some statements he would like to make as well regarding some things that came about on the superintendent.
Thank you, Mrs. Lemon. At the last, with the last, meeting, Mrs. Lemon was, we talked about possible additional programs and, coming back to the district level and what that looks like. Well, that was followed up by a conversation at the most recent superintendent meeting. And I've just distributed a letter before, to you that we were asked to sign last week, and I did not sign it. One, because, I didn't not wanna represent the district as our support for this without you at least seeing it first. And 2, because we have continued to say, that there's no support for, the expansion of the diesel program, at least not in the form of all of the finances that were involved with doing the program. So my fear was in signing this, it would be construed that way. Do I think there is any harm in signing this? Not necessarily, because specifically, this is the CTC going after a grant that they think could potentially pay for the entire, program, building of the program. So what that entails, Mike did not share with us, I don't know. I know that he needed a letter of support, but the way this was worded, it kind of puts the districts as if going on record as saying we completely support this program. And I find that problematic. I was not the only superintendent that did not sign. There were some that weren't present as well. You know,
Was Mike willing to rewrite this in a different manner that would allow him to apply for that grant?
I don't know, because I think it just kind of all hit us, you know,
Okay.
at the same time. So it raised some concerns, because the articles of agreement say the way that we're supposed to go about having new programs. And essentially, we said, at the meeting, the superintendent in general said, it's not that we don't support programs for our students, it's not that our school district doesn't support them. And certainly Mike has helped to grow the programs that are there. But perhaps we should just concentrate on keeping the strength of the programs that are there.
Well,
I think this is a very strongly worded letter.
Yeah, I, glancing at it, I agree with you. But I also think that if there's a possibility that he could apply for a grant that would cover the diesel at 100%, then I think it's worth the superintendent's discussing it further with him to have it reworded that is a more comfortable for the superintendents to feel that they can support that applying for the grant, not necessarily saying that, yes, our district's gonna support the financial burden and everything else that goes along with it. But if there's a grant out there that would cover this.
Did the JOC discuss this?
Not this letter, absolutely not, but we did discuss, that Mike had asked the board members to go back to their individual boards and, ask for a number that we would be comfortable with as far as going forward with the diesel program. So
Yeah.
his words were 2 million, 1 million, or 0, that was what he said.
Jay, what do you, 10 million, what do you?
We don't have anything to do here.
Let's do the whole thing.
We can train,
So-
can we put it on public comment? See what our taxpayers
I
think
mean,
about it?
I think
I mean,
we know our
ultimately, that's what's
response,
going
but
on.
that was one of the things he requested.
So it's not that we don't wanna support expansion.
Right,
Right,
that's
but
100%.
financially,
We would love
Our
to have
portion of
another
that we
program.
can-
That
we
goes
would feel
without saying.
comfortable-
We don't wanna have to put this burden on our
Is
taxpayers.
it the same amount per district?
No,
No.
no.
So how is the basis off of that then, I guess?
So there's an agreement that all the school districts signed to talk about how it's broken up. I don't know what the formula is. All I know is that the district's share of it would have been cost prohibitive for us.
Right.
It was like $1 million.
It was 25,000 or something like that a year for so many years.
He wants us to take out another loan.
Right,
Right.
yeah, it was outlandish and there's no way that we could afford it.
I know,
Exa-
like, if we're gonna
that's
take out a
exactly-
loan,
So
We're
But
not
if-
the only
if-
ones feeling
that goes without question. We can't afford it as a district. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts about that. I think we all agreed on that in prior conversations. But what I'm saying is, if this can be reworded and he can apply for a grant that pays for it
Yes.
100%, I think that's a fantastic idea. Go for it. I'm just asking that the superintendents go back to him and say, reword this in a manner that does not bind us in a contract with this, or that we're stating that we're 100% behind this financially,
is
however
yours,
way you want to.
is the superintendent support a requirement of the grant?
Yes.
Okay.
There's a letter of support. So we get these things all the time. Marcy, we'll get them and I'll have Marcy, that's like, EITC tax credit kind of money kind of thing, and we support things. So that's not unusual. I just felt that I at least wanted you to see this before I put my name on it, representing the district, to a sense that says that as the 9 sending districts, we are writing to express strong support for this program.
Yeah, I mean, just glancing at
Yes.
this, there's no way.
But
I agree
you're
with
not
you.
saying,
And
you're not
on top of
saying
that,
that you're putting the money,
like
you're just
that.
saying you support the program. program. There's no problem with you, I have no
We
problem with you.
strongly support a contingent on a grant.
Yes,
What
I'm
does-
with
what
that.
does Mr.
Just add that
Barger
in.
Okay.
What does
And,
Mr.
uh,
Bergen say about it?
Like I said,
Pardon me?
What does Mr. Bergen feel about it?
Well, for one thing, until 5 of you vote, you're not committing to anything.
Right.
Okay, just so we're clear.
So if we do vote no though, how does that?
You're not voting on
They
anything.
No,
can
I
outvote
understand,
us,
Rick.
right?
He's just
The rest of
asking
the
for a
GSC.
Well, that's what I was getting at, like, if we vote no as a district, you know what I mean, and then the rest of everybody says, oh yeah, we're gonna go through with it.
then
what
it
is
goes
that?
through.
Then it goes
Right.
through,
Well, I
I
understand, so,
haven't seen your article.
we represent
so-
1/9 of the,
right, but
Okay.
regardless, then we're just on the hook for $1 million.
Yes.
You would be if they're voted in. The reason for that is the board has approved the articles. The articles has a formula in it. So if the CPC commits itself to a debt, okay, to an expense, because you've already approved the articles of agreement, which has a funding formula, you now have committed the district to whatever that payment would be, even if the board itself here voted against it. As
So-
long as there's enough at the JOC level to get it going.
So you as the attorney, how do we,
Well, here's what I think, the first thing that I think would be
Reward the
fair
lenders.
is to look at the articles of agreement and see kind of if this addresses this at all. Right,
Yeah,
because
I
I know
think-
there's been a couple times where some of the stuff he's already brought up with this, he's not following
another
policy,
thing
he's not following
he's asking
articles
of
of
us is to
agreement.
find, is to,
Yeah,
he gave us an entire list of potential programs. This is not in any way binding. This means that, this does not mean that they're going to have any of these programs or that they're even going to look into them, but they're suggestions, and he requested me to look, you know, I can pass that on to everybody if you want, but if there's any other, that either any of these you support or other programs that you have interest in. So just some examples on here, vet tech, dental hygienist, plumbing, et cetera. There's a whole, you know,
I've asked that,
so that's a whole nother expense potential.
so,
Would-
so is there a reason why he wants to add so much more instead of just really focusing on what is there right now?
the classes are growing.
Yeah,
There's no
classes are
space.
absolute- that
There's
is
wait
true.
lists
That is
for
very
them.
true.
If we are at
For
full
most of
capacity.
them, not all of
I would
them,
not, yeah,
but-
not all of them, but we are at full capacity on a lot of them.
I think
and-
it's also a way to keep up with the
It's not
times
adding
little
a
bit,
program,
and-
it's the same program, it's just getting more stuff that's up to
No,
date.
these would be completely new
This is new
programs.
programs.
So
what
we're
Completely
ripping
new.
everything down and starting completely new? It says in here, they're just adding to what they have.
so what does
The
Western
diesel
area
program would be
contribute
brand new,
them as a whole?
that,
Or it's just all
the
the
diesel
districts?
programs would be brand new, and this list is also, these would be
Right.
completely brand new as well.
Okay, so they
Well,
get,
and they get Perkins money and
And
some
I
other
think
grants.
it's a lot, I think,
But what
As
they're
I
saying,
read
what you
this,
guys
it's-
are saying, that they're adding a new program, they're not
no,
adding a
they're
new
not,
program.
no,
It's the same
there is,
program.
There
we're
is-
not
yeah.
adding a new program.
Okay.
There is
Sure.
no,
So but you keep saying that they
That's-
need to
that's
focus
something
on
that
what
he
they
would
already
like to
have,
have.
they are focusing on what they already
They
have.
very
They're
much
trying to
have
make it
been.
better.
They're
They're
trying
just
to
trying to add
expand
to
it.
Yes, but they're not
expand.
making a new
Maybe
program,
Well,
make
there
it's a new
is-
something,
program, just a new
yes, the diesel
facility.
mechanic program would be new.
It would be
Diesel
brand
would be
new.
new.
Yeah.
It's
But it
diesel
says they
mechanic.
have
Any of these
diesel.
listed here would also be brand new.
No, we do not have
completely.
diesel mechanic.
Our current
Like, they would
automotive
need
and
new
diesel
classroom
facilities
space,
were
they would need
constructed
all of
decades
the
ago.
equipment, teachers, et
We
cetera, all
don't
of
do
those
diesel
things.
mechanic.
So,
So that's why I'm saying,
I think it's
I'm
a way to
glancing
keep up
over
with
this,
the
and
kids
this is,
in a
I
way
wasn't
to-
at the
so
meeting.
I
This is
understand
a-
that. I mean, there are some
Exactly.
programs that
So that's why I'm
are at
asking for it to be
a great,
rewritten.
it would be a great commodity at this point,
Never regret it.
so I get
Yeah.
that.
Then
Are
rewrite
we
it.
ready to look into any of those things? Is anybody interested in any of them?
That's what I'm saying,
What are the
glancing over
other-
this, that was the first.
And it's not, it's not binding, nothing is, you know, whatever.
So, Dr. Pushkar,
Carrie, did you have?
I am asking that you go back with everybody else's input as well. And if there is a grant to be had for us to be able to fully fund this, by all means, adding a new program would be fantastic. But this certainly does need to be reworded. There's a misleading conversation in this. Just glancing at it, I noticed that. Nick just noticed it. And
Well, there's
see
a
what the
reason I
super-
didn't sign it, so.
well, absolutely, and obviously other superintendents felt the same way.
Yeah.
But again, if there is a grant to be had, by all means, go for it.
Well, and
Pay
I-
for the whole thing.
But I think the conversation from there needs to, let's say they get the money and it's fully funded. There are still costs to the school district.
Most certainly, there
because
is
in-
still
in terms of
equipment.
tuition. Well, no, in terms of tuition. So at some point, you hit a number, every year when we develop a budget, we have to account for X number of students that wanna go to the CPC. You add one more program, then that's that many more students that wanna go. And I'm not saying that you wouldn't support sending students, but it does become a financial question. Then you have to have discussions about, well, do you continue to send students for 3 years, or do you pare back to 2 years so you can send more students because you have more programs?
And personally,
think
I
that-
see that as a good problem, because these kids are coming out of there with jobs. When there's kids that are going, that we're paying for PA cyber, and that's just an argument that's irrelevant, because we can't change that right now. But when I see kids that are going down there and they're coming out with jobs that are making more than their parents are with zero debt, I have zero problem with us sending more kids down there.
Well, I agree on the opportunities and the jobs, but part of my responsibility to you all, and Jamie's responsibility to you, is to say that, you know, there is a price tag on every decision that's
Absolutely.
made at the CTC, and there becomes a point where it's a tipping, you know. So, I mean, everything from right now, we're sending one bus down, we send 2 buses down. You have an AM, PM, what does that do? How does it impact the class size up here, and then your teacher-student ratio, and you run classes?
There's a lot of moving
There's a
parts.
lot of moving parts, especially for a small district to consider. You know, so I think it's not that we wanna stand in the way, but we wanna make sure it's done in such a way
It's
that
done in a correct way.
we wouldn't add a program or a building here in our school district.
But I mean, and I
This
see
way.
your part of
Right.
expenses, but to go back on what you even just said, to add an entire bus, we don't have enough slots there, even if they added the diesel mechanic, even if they added 2 more programs. It's divided between 9 school districts, and we only have so many numbers. So for the chances of us having a full whole nother bus, that's not really possible in any future that I could see in the next 10 years. We'd have to build probably 4 or 5 new programs down there. I'm just playing devil's advocate, because I do see both sides, and I see how the classes are picked, and I do see how many numbers are in those classes. We have kids on wait lists because we don't have enough spots.
Right, but we have 64 students attending the CPC right now. Now, we allow our students to drive, which is a whole other issue, but if we ever went to the point where we said, okay, we're gonna transport them, or we had to transport them, we're almost at a full bus already. So, you know, it's just things to keep in mind, you know.
Yeah, like I
wanna
said, I'm
put
playing
this
devil's
letter in
advocate, because
front
I
of
see
you
both
all.
sides of it. I see the expenses, but I also see the benefits of it as well.
When's the next superintendent meeting?
We just had it last week,
Is it
so the next
monthly?
one will be a month, yeah. I'll see him, later this week though, at our other meeting with my agenda, so.
And what I'll do is, I'm now up to 4 things I gotta talk to, Dr. Pushkar, but I will do a brief memo to the board on how the funding formula works. Because you guys need to know that.
I can actually get a copy of that from the JOC.
Well, I have the articles, I
Okay.
just had never had a reason to go into them.
Thank you for something.
Anything else, Mrs. Lynn? Alright, thank you. Food service, Mrs. Walsh.
The food service report is available online. Thank you.
Student discipline, Mrs. Secco.
Nothing to report.
Thank you. Policy, Mr. Shalinski.
It's just the first reading of policy 246.
Alright, thank you. Any old business, new business?
Yes.
You two.
So I just wanted I wanted to just get it on record that, Dr. Pushkar, sorry, I might be saying that, but anyways, if we could get it on to start some type of mural or painting in the elementary gym for Mrs. Maggie. And then the second was renaming the high school from Burgettstown back to Union, to start discussion.
You screwed up this every time, right? We're done. Go back to the alma mater situation.
Okay, fine,
Mr.
I wanna
Jazz?
change the alma mater from ours to.
It's my turn.
So was that a tongue-in-cheek comment?
Listen,
You know, the use is so much cooler, but anyways.
Can you follow up with Sean regarding the Mahoney tournament? There was some lapse because we didn't have an AD with, getting the teams, I think he said the boys were all, what did he say, the boys were all,
So with, I guess,
Set
it
up
starts
the
back in
girls'
March,
team
so they
for-
start setting up the tournament for it's not exactly really even a tournament,
It's
it's
not,
just
it's just
it's a
games.
conglomerate of games
Yeah.
basically that are named
Right.
as the tournament. So they start setting up from March to June, they basically start setting up the tournament and getting games in that to
Okay.
be under the realm of the Mahoney tournament. And I guess a lot of people don't know about it because we haven't had an AD and our AD typically handles it, so.
They don't know about what?
Like a lot of schools, I shouldn't say a lot of schools don't know about it, they just have.
The
it.
invitational,
Correct.
that's what it, yeah.
Chartiers Houston sends a boys and girls team.
Trinity.
Burgettstown, Trinity doesn't, is not in it.
Maybe
We
we
usually-
should-
Is
Yeah,
it,
they are.
we're usually
No,
close,
it's
okay.
What do
where,
you mean? Yes, they usually are.
I've worked the last 3 years. It's Trinity, it's.
Exactly, yes.
It's Fort Cherry, it's Burgettstown, it's Chartiers Houston.
Mapletown?
I think McGuffey sends them. It's schools where he's been affiliated with. Beaver,
Right.
will send it. They play single games, it's non-section games.
So what's
At
not
the school.
happening right now?
They don't know if the school, the teams wanna play or coming to it.
It's
They
not
need to find, they need to
confirmed.
verify that they're gonna be coming to play a game here
I
against.
think
Oh,
RAD,
okay.
RAD sets up.
RAD sets it up.
RAD
It's
sets
a lot of work.
Yeah,
It's
it
a lot
is.
of-
It's a lot, Nathan
It's a lot better.
might be able to help him a little bit, cause he's done it before, but you have to set up with,
There's a lot of communication.
there's girls games in the
There's
middle school
four
gyms.
girls and 6 boys is what he said.
And then,
Five boys.
Like
games,
our girls
boys
will
play in
games,
the main gym.
boys are in the main gym except for the
We're
girls'
not.
game, when the girls play in the, our girls play, they go to the main gym.
West Egg, Old, who else? Let's be honest.
Used to be Warehouse.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
somebody told me
Beaver.
we are,
Problem is
we are.
like-
Beaver's
Bella-
usually at
Bella
home.
Fort Cherry, they don't wanna play
Probably wasn't
certain teams,
aware.
like Wash High shows
It's
up.
in January.
Do they communicate with the
Yeah.
rules?
No,
January
it's all through the
sometime.
AD.
Or like the
AD,
first weekend
because
of
There's
January.
already
Now it's-
schedules made up for basketball, so they would be adjusting their games to come play it here instead of that. Like Wash High played Fort Cherry the last 2 years in boys, so instead of one playing at Wash High or Fort Cherry, they played it in our gym. The games
Sounds like
played
maybe
here.
you should set it up,
That
Sonny.
sounds like a great
That
idea,
doesn't,
the
you
athletic
really
trainer.
know what goes on.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, but make a note,
And then if you could
Mr.
reach out and give Charles
Metallic
number.
would like to help.
Mahoney?
I can get it.
Okay.
Can I?
Last year was Avella, Burgettstown, Weirton, Quaker Valley, Washington, Fort Cherry, Neighborhood Academy, Beaver.
The neighborhood academy.
And then the
played
girls'
Beaver.
side was Washington, Fort Cherry, West Egg, Olsh, Hopewell, McGuffey, and Georgios.
Sounds like a good job.
Can I ask a question as well? I have lost count how many times I have asked this question. Is there any possible way for during these sporting events that we have a ATM machine put up there? Or have
I
somebody
agree.
contact to get, we had one at one of our events where we contacted a vendor and they brought it up. There was no charge to us as long as they had access to Wi-Fi. Just,
Okay.
I mean, I'm just, it's
After the last meeting-
frustration
Well, so, no, but after the
because
last
I have
meeting, I
asked
reached out,
literally
I
Yeah,
reached out.
we
every
talked
year,
about that.
numerous times.
There's a,
We
there's
talked
a
about
company in the strip
Right.
district that had it.
There's
on the
local
location.
vendors.
Didn't I give you that contact?
You were the one, I think, that gave it to me, yeah. And
Yeah,
he
there's
was willing
local
to
vendors.
try it out. So-
Because in the, it's been commented before that now we have like the scan where they can buy tickets ahead of time. That doesn't work when you've got teenagers that are working the concession stands and sometimes, helping out at the table and stuff, and not everybody does have access to that type of stuff.
All right, legislative, Mr. Metallic.
I can move it.
May I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Okay. Mrs. Secretary,
Second.
all in favor?
Slacker?
All right.
All right, awesome, thank you guys.
It was a good time. How'd you do?
Let me see, how many will wait?